spirits out there. Well, I thought I would do a video. This is going to be a combination video. It's going to just show varied topics and things that I'm going to compile into one video. I wanted to show you guys these gourds that I grew. I grew them the year before last because they take a year to dry off the vine in the fall when you harvest them. These are called birdhouse gourds. And you have to let them dry for a year. And when you bang on them and you hear the seeds rattle inside, that's when they're done and they're ready. Then you take a drill and you do your best. As you see, it's not perfect. You take a drill and you drill a hole in them, and then you have to use your fingers and anything else you can think of to pull the seeds and all the dry debris out inside. And then from that, I painted them. And to hang them, the way I like to do it, but you can pick your own preference of how you want to do it. You could drill 2 holes and you could string either wire, thin wire, or you could use, fishing line, however you want to do it. But what I like to do, oh, hang on a minute, got a phone call. Okay, sorry about that, where was I? Okay, so I picked these up at the Dollar Tree. These are the colored wire. You can get red, purple, they got gold. Here's green. What I like to do is with the stems, this is one that doesn't have one on it yet. With the stem, you just twist it around so there's no sharp points sticking out. And then I wrap it. I wrap the stem. That way I can put it on a tree branch, bend it around the, a smaller branch size, and then I make like a little squiggly so I can lock it into each other like this, if you can see that. And then I hang it on the branch like that. So I thought I'd show you some. There's a purple one. There's like a golden copper. What you're hearing is a text message. My husband, guy can't speak. My husband's in Boston right now, so he's texting me. There's a green one with different shades of green. I like that one. I like green. I like purple too. This is a different type of gourd. It's got like little nubbies on it. Here's a green one. And then I got a couple that are blue. And blue and purple. So, I was just showing you guys these as another idea of helping the little critters and the birds in the winter. Okay, what I have to do today is I own a ton. Let me pull you up here. I own a ton of herbs. And I generally get my herbs from Mountain Rose. I have for years. Occasionally, I've gone through Star West Botanicals or something like that. I'm not real impressed with that company's quality of herbs or anything. So what I have to do is I have to pull out a couple totes, which I have tote after tote after tote. I have an entire hutch where the herbs are in smaller glass containers too, but I'm not touching the hutch today. That's too big of a job for one day. I have to go through totes, and the packaging that it comes in like this. I need to make a list and write down everything that I have so I don't double or triple order the same things. So I thought I'd just kind of bring you along today while I'm doing that. Kind of show you a few different, herbs in this video. I can't show you like 18 because I thought I'd show a few in this video and then, put in some information about those herbs, like what they're medicinally or magically used for. And then another video, excuse me, I'll compile, a few herbs and that next video and tell you the same thing about those. It would be like a 2.5, 3 hour video. You know what I'm saying? If I tried to compile it all. I don't even know if I'm going to have time today. It is 2:00 p.m. Monday. So I don't even know how many totes I'm going to actually get through today. But that's what this video is going to be about. So if you want to learn a little bit about herbs and you want to see what they look like, and if you just want to kind of spend some time with me, then that's what this video is going to be about. For those of you that are new subscribers, welcome. Glad to have you. Can't wait to get to know you. And welcome to the Witchy family. And for those of you that are already subscribed, thank you very much. It means the world to me. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your patience. And come with me. I got to go in my office and start pulling out some totes of herbs so I can make a list and know what I have for inventory. Okay, I have to start taking inventory. I have just boxes and boxes of herbs and totes, and I don't even know what I got anymore. And I want to check the expiration dates as well, if they're foods that I use both magically as well as internally. Because if they're expired, then I can only use them basically magically. You know, you don't want to take anything, consume anything that's expired. So the first one is going to be Agrimony. And I'm hoping you can see what it looks like, because I'm not going to open all of these if I haven't opened them yet, because I want them to stay fresh until my son gets an apartment. But this is what Agrimony looks like. Okay. And Agrimony is an herb that's in the rose family. And it's found near hedges and fences throughout England. They bear yellow flowers with egg-shaped petals on spikes emanating from hairy stems. Agrimony exudes a distinctive, pleasant scent that is often compared to apricots, but it isn't as sweet. During the Elizabethan period, herbalists began referring to the plant as philanthropos, perhaps because of its beneficial properties, or perhaps because its seeds stick to the clothing of passerbys, and it gives them the gift of next year's plants. The parts that are used typically are dried, above-ground parts of the plant, and they're harvested shortly before or during the summer flowering. You can excuse me, ingest Agrimony. A lot of people use the herb powders in like slurries or a decoction, herbal teas, or essential oils. So I wrote down that. So in the magical uses of Agrimony and conjure and hoodoo work, the uses of Agrimony are all positive and protective. And its most famous aid is for reversing any bad energy or spirits. It's commonly used in herbal baths, incense, dream pillow sachets, mojo bags, dressing candles, and also when you do like healing work. So that's what Agrimony is. This is what, now this isn't the powder, this is the chunks. So this is what Carob Raw looks like. It almost looks like little chips of bark. Carob is a tree in the same plant family as beans and peas. Its pods have been used for food for as long as 5,000 years. Carob pods were thought to be the locust beans consumed by John the Baptist. Hence the name St. John's bread. The Greeks referred to them as the Egyptian fig, as the tree was first raised in Egypt and Western Asia. It's since adapted to cultivation in the semi-tropical reaches of the United States, Australia, Latin America, and the Mediterranean. The Egyptians used carob seeds as an adhesive binding during the mummification process. Excuse me. Made popular as a substitute for chocolate, carob powder was once deemed essential to the opera for saving the voices of performers and weary sopranos. The seeds were also used by the Greeks and the Romans as a unit of weight measurement for gold. It has been hypothesized that this is where the term carrot derived from. And the parts that were used were pods. So these are the dried pods, I guess. They're not bark. They're dried pods. And the parts that are typically used is the pod is roasted, but can also be consumed raw. Carob is used in the same manner as cocoa powder and can be sprinkled on food or taken as a tea, extract, or in a capsule. Raw carob is usually perceived as having a bitter flavor, which is lessened significantly by the roasting process. For this reason, the roasted product is more popular for food. It can be used as a hypoallergenic substitute for chocolate. And with all these herbs, do your own diligent research and talk to your family doctor before consuming. Because if you're on blood thinners, or if you're at all diabetic, if you're on heart medication, if you've got kidney illness, some of these herbs, even though they're consumable, they can interact with your medicine and make your medicine not work, which could therefore put you into a life-threatening situation. So please talk to your doctor before you start using herbs and consuming anything, and do your own due diligence. Okay, I'm not an expert. I have a lot of years of experience in, you know, like herbalism and stuff like that, native herbalism, but that doesn't mean that I'm an expert. So please do your own research. So once again, this is Carob Raw. Let's see what the magical qualities of this are. The magical uses for Carob Raw is health and protection work. So that's what that's used for. This one that we're going to cover is Lovage Root. Okay. So let me write this down. I do know that lovage is related to the carrot. Parsley and dill is what this is related to. Its dark green leaves, when it grows, resembles cilantro, while the stalks resemble celery. The herb is sweeter, but stronger than celery. Brought from Europe as both a food and a medicinal, it now grows wild in the United States and in New England and the Great Lakes states of Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico. For centuries, it's been thought of as a good ingredient to add to love potions. During the 1800s, a cordial made from lovage, tansy, and yarrow was widely available as a folk remedy, if I can speak today, for an upset stomach. The parts that are used are roots and leaves, and how it's typically used is teas, tinctures, encapsulations, and it's also eaten fresh as a vegetable. The dried leaf may be sprinkled on food or added to soup stocks. This is not something that should be consumed ever by a woman that is pregnant, or if you're under the health care, if you are under supervision from a doctor for any health issues. And the magical qualities of lovage, which we already heard what for love, is it provides prophetic dreams, energy, purification. It's used in bath spells for psychic cleansing, sachets, amulets, bath magic to enhance attractiveness and make yourself more love-inspiring to the opposite sex or to a potential mate. You can add an infusion of lovage to the bath immediately prior to attending any court hearing to help bring victory. So that's what lovage is used for. Alrighty, Heidi. Okay, the next herb is, Comfrey Root, and it looks like this. I'm trying to get a side shot so you can see what it looks like. Okay. comfrey leaf has been used since Roman times, dating back thousands of years. This herb has been utilized in folk medicine throughout Europe and North America, and it's been widely cultivated. A lot of debate surrounds the safety of comfrey due to various parts and preparations containing potentially toxic alkaloids. It's important to understand that the part used in the species and the time of harvest, it all comes into play when determining the safety of this herb, and a large body of traditional use supports its safety and efficiency if used intelligently and very cautiously. A little bit about the botany of this is a member of the borage family. Comfrey's relatives include both borage and heliotrope. This contains about 35 species, and all of which can be used interchangeably. The content varies between species and are highest in Russian comfrey. There's prickly comfrey, and there's comfrey has large, rough, hairy, lance-shaped leaves with whitish pink or purple flower spikes, which have a slight heliotrope-like curl typical of this family. It's native to much of Europe and various regions of Asia, such as, oh, just a minute, pause, my phone's ringing. Okay, not sure where I left off, but anyway, it is native to a lot of Europe, various regions of Asia, and Siberia, Turkey, and it's commonly found as a weed in temperate northern latitudes. How the uses and preparation of comfrey root is used is dried root for topical uses only. So the magical properties of comfrey root in the hoodoo, folk magic, spellcraft, occultism. It's widely thought of to be a powerful guardian of travelers and to provide safety and protection to those who journey to foreign places or venture away from home. Comfrey root is used for the purpose of warding off the evil of unknown strangers while bringing good luck in making travel arrangements. Some folks say that they place the root in a red flannel bag, anoint it with banban oil, and keep it on their person for protection while on the road. Others claim that dressing a whole comfrey root with peaceful home oil, also known as happy home, you could also use saffron oil, because that is happy oil. And carrying it while abroad will ensure that they return from their travels to find peace to home and faithfulness to the is carried for safety, good health while traveling, and to keep a traveling partner faithful in the marriage when they're away from home. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video so it's not super long, because I will probably post pictures of what this plant looks like when you grow it yourself or it's out in the wild. And I've done 4, and I think that's probably enough for this video. I'll go ahead and start working on the next couple videos and continue going through my herbs. See you next video. Blessings.